dog.
Oh. Okay. Waterboys in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, Waterboys? Man, it's good to be back. Back to normal, me in the middle. You had your time to shine, but it's my turn again. Maybe we'll get you in here in the middle sometime.
The middle? No, I like my left. I like playing left wing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, let's kick it off with a trade. We thought there were not going to be any more trades, but no. D Rose going to
That was
the
a strong
Knicks.
statement. We thought there weren't going to be any more trades at all.
Well, Hayden, do you want
man.
to fill us in on why this trade
What
happened?
went down?
Well, I think one, it's the Pistons. You realize, you're not getting anywhere right now with this team. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win big.
Yeah.
So you take a shot on a guy like Dennis Smith Jr. You get him back in the trade. It's just a good return, I think, for Derrick Rose. You could have got a lot better, I think, for Derrick this year, especially if you waited till the trade deadline. But people said that last year too. He didn't get traded.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dennis Smith Jr. is a good return.
Yeah, I like it for Dennis Smith Jr. because you saw in the Knicks they weren't using him.
Yeah.
He was going to go play for the G League. I wonder if he's still going to do that with the Pistons.
That's the whole reason. No, now that he's on the Pistons,
they better
he's
give
not
him
going
some
to.
playing time.
That's the whole reason this trade happened. The whole reason we're seeing Derrick Rose back in the New York Knicks uniform is because New York wanted to move Dennis Smith Jr. Whether it's talent-wise or something happened to the locker room, the only thing that's been released publicly is Dennis. He wanted to go down to the G League so he can have more playing time.
Yeah.
Pistons the whole reason this trade is happening is because Pistons saw that opportunity to say, okay, Knicks don't want him, we want him, so we're going to step in.
They could have got a lot more for D Rose.
Oh, they did. I think they could as well. They got a pick. They got a second-round pick.
I think it was a fair trade. I think it was a fair trade.
No, it's not that it's not a fair trade, but I mean, Dennis Smith Jr. is severely undervalued right now, especially not playing at all. I mean, to the Knicks, what are you losing if you lose him? It's pretty much the Pistons, trading point. It's like, you're not giving us anything you're using anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you could have got a lot more for Derrick Rose, but I like Dennis Smith Jr. and I hope he plays well on the Pistons.
It's funny now because Tom Thibodeau, the coach of the Knicks, every single team he's coached has had Derrick Rose on it. I saw that the other day. I thought that was funny. But D Rose got into the game quickly. I mean, he had his first game with the Knicks yesterday, getting 14 points, 3 assists in his first game.
Yeah, he's been on the Knicks before. Second run.
He was getting involved, though, in that game yesterday, and I think it's going to be good to see him. I picked him up on my fantasy team.
Did you? I was wondering who was going to...
I thought about it. I think he's, going to get a new feel. I don't think he was really feeling it there in Detroit.
Who's feeling it in Detroit?
You think so?
No. I'm saying who.
Who's feeling it in Detroit?
I mean, it's a rough place to feel it.
No, I think what's his name is liking it in there. Who just came from the Nuggets?
Jeremy Grant?
Yeah, I think Jeremy Grant. I think he's having a good time there. Because he went from being just a bench player on the Nuggets to now being the lead role player on that team. Even if it's not a good team, I'd still be happy if I go being the number one player on a team.
Yeah, I think Detroit right now, in terms of sports, is having a little bit of a rough time.
Oh, all of their teams suck.
I mean, and the Lions just traded Matthew Stafford. That's something. But they're all going through an interesting phase.
Yeah.
But it feels like they're always going through an interesting phase. When is Detroit a normal NBA team?
Yeah.
But I think this is a great move. They've realized that now they have a little bit of a young core. They have their shooting guard in DeLon Wright. That was a great guy that they have. They have Jeremy Grant, which they picked up from the Nuggets.
They got their picks for the future.
Yeah, now you put in Dennis Smith Jr. in there. The Pistons are in no position.
You get a good draft pick in the future.
Exactly. They're going to get a good draft pick this year because they're in no position to make the playoffs. Or
they just
play for
rebuilding. They just got to rebuild.
They're just rebuilding.
I mean, there's teams like them, the Thunder, some other teams that are nobodies right now. But if you look at all the picks they have and the young core that they have, in the upcoming 5 to 10 years, they could be a good playoff team.
Oh, it's gonna be insane.
I was just looking.
Pistons,
I was just looking today, all the older players we have, like Steph Curry, who's 32, LeBron, who's Steph Curry, who's 32. LeBron, who is, what is he, 36?
LeBron, I don't know.
LeBron is 36 now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He's a little bit flustered right now.
All those other players, I was just seeing like how many, like KD, Steph, LeBron, PG, all these other players that in 5 years, it's gonna be a whole different league.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just gonna be fun to see, like, you know, the future's in good hands.
Well, the Pistons won't go crazy, but Derrick Rose means Knicks. Is this a win now move, or is this just something, you know? We see an opportunity, let's make the trade.
Yeah.
I think this is a win now move.
For the Knicks?
For the Knicks, yeah.
Well,
they're sitting here at ninth seed,
I mean,
which means they qualify.
I don't think it's a win now move, but I think it's a, hey fans, we got something new.
No. I agree with you in the sense that the Knicks are always making moves that they consider a win now move, but that the rest of the league looks like, and they're like...
Okay, well, I'm not saying
okay.
they're gonna
It's like when
win.
they got Julius Randle, they're like, oh, we're gonna win a championship.
No, not gonna win a championship, but that is a great move that they made, and now by win now I mean they're gonna try to push for the playoff push. Let's call it the playoff push, because they're in ninth seed right now, not far behind the Raptors and the Hawks.
Here's my thing though, they have good young point, like I gotta Google his name, but there's a point guard. Emmanuel Quickly, exactly. Mm-hmm. He is a great young point guard.
Yeah, he's very explosive.
Does everything right. So people are talking about like this, you know, Derrick Rose going there better not get in the way of Emmanuel Quickly's development, because he's looking like a really good player and a point guard that the Knicks actually hit on, and usually they don't hit on point guards.
If anything, I think it will make him better.
And as well,
because of the veteran insight that he'll be able to get him. I mean, I don't think Derrick Rose is going to go back to being the starting point guard, going back to playing 30-plus minutes a night. I think he's going to be able to give Emmanuel some insight and help him become the starter that they need.
And to add on to the minutes, Derrick Rose only played 20 minutes last night.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to stay where he's averaging around 20 minutes a night, but that's what the Knicks should do to make it fair and keep them both playing. So there's plenty of room on that team for them to rotate their guards.
Speaking about people or teams that are winning now, let's talk about the MVP race, okay? Who do you guys got going for your MVP right now?
Right now, I have Joel Embiid with the 76ers. 76ers, speaking of win now, first seed in the East, and they've kept it since of what we talked about last week. Joel Embiid is averaging almost 30 points a game. And so far, he's been in almost every game. Well, I shouldn't say every game. The 76ers have had about 26 games. He's been in 20 of them. The 6 of them, I don't know if the 76ers are doing rest management or something.
Yeah, he's averaging a double-double right now. 29 points. Ooh, double-double. That got me thinking about a nice little in and out. Anyways, he's averaging 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. That's some pretty good stats right there.
I think it's really good, and I think he's the reason why they're winning. He's really showed up in every game he plays.
I would have to get it to the Joker, to Jokic.
Really?
I was thinking that.
He's averaging almost a triple-double. 27 points, 9 assists. That's where you have to put it to play, is the assist. He's a player that gets not only scores and rebounds, but gets his team involved as well. 27 points, 9 assists, and 12 rebounds. That's almost a triple-double right there. The only reason I can maybe agree with you saying Embiid is because Embiid is making his team win.
Mm-hmm. The Nuggets
the Nuggets they're coming back though.
But they've lost a lot of games. And if we're calling...
Embiid is playing very well. I think for their team to step up, Murray needs to step up again. Like, he needs to be playing like how he was in the playoffs.
Or... if you really want to be the MVP, maybe Jokic. As much as he's already done, maybe he needs to take it to another level.
But if you're looking at looking just at stats, I'd give it to Jokic, because I mean he's playing like no other.
Oh, dude, we have another thing to talk about.
Yeah, well,
I just remembered.
I think one more. Or are you gonna say your MVP?
I honestly don't have a pick for MVP. Nobody to me has shown enough this season. I just think the picks for me are too bland. You know
Too
what I mean?
early?
Do you?
Well, it's too early, but it's also too bland for me because, I mean, yes, these guys are getting good stats, but I don't see them like rising above anyone else and playing incredibly well.
Yeah, that's true.
And compared to seasons like we saw from like Russell Westbrook when he got MVP, you know, nobody's really like putting up performances that I can really get behind and say, oh yeah, that guy's my MVP.
Yeah.
The one guy that I can also argue for MVP is Damian Lillard. And the reasons why is
debatable.
Because he's balling out, and Portland are up there only because of him. CJ McCollum has been injured. Jusuf Nurkic is injured. He's been balling out for that team, and he is in top 5 for fourth quarter points.
How many points is he averaging right now?
He's averaging 29 points, almost 30 points.
Yeah, if it's going to a point guard, I'd give it to Curry. He's averaging 29 points, 6 assists.
Warriors are too
5
far down
rebounds.
for me. And Curry,
I don't know. I think Curry's playing better than Dame right now.
My opinion, Curry should not win an MVP until he has until his team has another crazy season, because that
could be next year
That could be next year, yeah. But I don't think this year is a year for Curry to win.
Not if you're sitting like five seeds and below. Portland is at that 5th seed, but I think Stephen Curry's having a great season this year. But it's almost expected. Damian Lillard, I think he has a lot more to handle with 2 of his Portland star players being out, and he's basically scoring almost 10 points every fourth quarter, he's averaging 10 points every fourth quarter, which is that's a lot.
If he gets him to 3rd seed, I'd give him MVP.
Do you think Giannis could get MVP again this year?
No, I don't think so.
I'm kind of bored of it. I'm kind of bored.
I don't think so either.
I'm bored of LeBron getting it. LeBron actually has not got MVP in a while.
Well, here's the thing with Giannis.
He's putting up a lot of good points, though. 25, 8, and 8.
And the Lakers are winning.
The thing with Giannis, though, is no reporter right now in the NBA is going to give Giannis the MVP until he wins in the playoffs, until he gets somewhere in the playoffs, because we've heard so much about how the Bucks are such a regular season team, and then you get to the playoffs and you play the Heat or the whoever they lost to last year, Celtics, and it's just like you got to be better in the playoffs.
I just want to bring this up once, okay?
Oh.
Just let me bring this up once. This shows how good of a overall and around team the Jazz are. Because we have the best. We're the best in the league right now, right? What are we right now? We've only lost 5 games. We're 20-5. But let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest. No one on the Jazz is up there for MVP race.
No way.
Am I right?
Yeah.
No one on the Jazz is up there for MVP race. Well, everyone else who's up there has one player that could be MVP. That just shows that our whole team is well rounded out. That I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just wanted to bring that up.
I don't really want to promote the Jazz so much yet, because they're doing really well. Okay, they're doing really well. I'll promote them in that. And last game against the Celtics, that was a
Donovan
great
Mitchell. That was a
game
nice
for them.
ankle breaker. I just equipped.
But the Jazz, I want to see them prolong it. I want to see the Jazz do this. I want to see the Jazz do this until the All-Star break.
Yeah,
That's what I
agree with that. I want to see, because I still doubt the sustainability of it.
I don't doubt it. I think they can do it, but I want to see them do it.
I wouldn't be overtly shocked if they were able to keep it up the whole season, but I still somewhat doubt.
I think we can, because we're beating teams like the Celtics by 15 points. Yeah.
They've beaten really good teams.
Yeah. All right, what were you gonna say?
Well, we got a trending news.
Oh my gosh.
Tyler Hero is the definition of swag. That's all I had to say. That's trending right now.
Hey, this is why you're back on the right. This is why Ian's back in the middle and you're back on the right.
It's trending.
Tyler Hero
is trending.
Is Tyler Hero overrated? Yes or no?
No.
He's very inconsistent.
His playoff performance last season, I think, showed that he's not overrated. But I actually had a real piece of news that I was
very
going to touch
inconsistent.
What does that say? Jaylen Brown. Go back.
Jaylen Brown called out the Celtics after they're finished versus the Jazz.
Jaylen Brown.
But I have a serious news thing. Malik Beasley, I heard about this
earlier
today.
Saw this morning.
Yeah, he was sentenced to 4 months in prison for a incident with a firearm.
I'm trying to remember now if this is old news because I know
It's
that
kind of old.
Is
It's
it gonna-
a few months
Timberwolves-
old.
Is it going to be like the KCP where he could play only home games?
no,
Do you think it's
it
gonna be-
No, I
doesn't
think
look
he's
like
gonna be in
it.
prison.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be spending time.
Yeah.
But his sentence got like way lowered. It used to be that he was going to spend a whole year, 12
Well, it was
months in
because of the
jail.
circumstances.
Yeah.
They were somewhat understandable, but we won't go into it too far. But it was a
Yeah.
somewhat understandable circumstance. But he is sentenced to 4 years in prison. 4
Well-
years, 4 months in
4
prison.
years, jeez.
4 years, call his career over.
Well, to go into some more news, we're not going to touch on this too much, but
I think we should.
just
but
so you guys know,
whatever.
the Mavs said they were going to stop playing the national anthem at owner's Mark Cuban direction, but in response to that, the NBA issued a statement regarding the anthem. They said all teams will. They said the NBA issued a statement saying that the national anthem will be played by all teams in keeping the long-standing league policy.
I think it was a great move by Adam Sandler. Or
Adam
Sandler. No, Adam Silver. I think.
Adam Sandler is making big moves right now,
In the
folks.
NBA.
No,
yeah.
but Adam Silver, that great guy, applaud that. Great move by him.
Bro, if I could play any celebrity in basketball, no, I want him on my team. If I'm making a celebrity team, Adam Sandler is my small forward right there.
That's we won't have that in the All-Star game this year.
Yikes.
We won't
Has
have-
Adam Sandler played in an All-Star game before?
I have never seen him play in one.
Dude.
Kevin Hart just takes the.
Kevin Hart
I
takes.
wonder if
the
he's
cake.
gonna be in it. Oh wait,
No, Kevin
he's
Hart
not
retired.
I have
That's
a
right.
question.
Kevin Hart did retire.
About the NBA in terms
Yeah.
of if they break that policy,
Yeah.
does it like matter? Like,
yes,
are they just
they'll
getting
probably fine
fined?
them.
Yeah, but I mean,
But do you think Mark Cuban will
Getting-
accept the fines?
getting fined doesn't matter
Yeah.
to rich.
I think he will.
Once you're rich enough, it doesn't matter as much when you get fined.
Did you see? No, Mark Cuban doesn't care about fines. Have you seen that one video where he was on a show, like a live show, right? And he said the F-bomb. And
That's
and
that's right.
and did you see that? And they said
Yes.
they just fined you $15,000 for saying the F-bomb.
And
And then he was like, so if I say it again, I'll be fined another $15,000. And they were like, yeah. And he was like, okay.
yeah, and he said
and
it.
said it again.
Well, the
That just
interesting
shows-
thing.
It was a funny TikTok that's like, tell me you're rich without saying you're rich, and it was that.
That's pretty good. That's a good example.
He is
Well, the
very
thing about
rich.
Mark Cuban is he is very rich, so I do think he'll accept the fines. But I'm interested in to see what the crowd does because we saw the same thing happen with football where like fans started protesting. So
Yeah.
in a place like in Texas, I'd be very
I don't know.
surprised if there wasn't any like
I think
stop
I
watching
think
games for the Mavs.
it's just a tradition to do that. When I go to a game, one thing that I like about it is standing up and listening to the national anthem.
I do it at
during the
home.
game.
I do it at home.
We'll start with the Clippers and Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe's been playing pretty solid with the Pelicans. He's doing well with Zion, but it looks like the Clippers might throw a bit at the Pelicans to try to get Eric Bledsoe.
I saw the Clippers said they have put. This is surprising to me. They said they put Lou Williams and Patrick Beverly on their must trade available. Like they're very available. I thought
Who's that coming from?
Like Bleacher Report or something like that. But yeah, I saw it on Instagram. I thought that was really interesting because I didn't think though they'd want to trade. I don't know. Maybe there's some chemistry going on in there.
Lou's been having a down season this year.
Yeah, he's not playing at a 6th man of the year.
No, he's not. And
anymore.
Patrick Beverly, he's always a great player to have, but there is potential for locker room.
Yeah, with
locker room
Patrick
troubles to have.
Beverly.
Yeah. But if the Clippers got Eric Bledsoe, that would be a great move.
Yeah,
Because
I could
he's
see them
playing
trading
really
like-
well.
I could
Especially.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was saying I could see them trading like Patrick Beverly for Eric Bledsoe or something straight across.
Well,
like
it
that.
doesn't. The thing is it doesn't fit for the Pelicans to trade for those two players.
Yeah, and the thing is, in terms of picks, the Clippers have no picks.
Yeah.
It would be probably an interesting piece of like a younger, interesting guy that the Clippers have, if they have any, and
Might
and
have
probably
to give,
some second-round picks.
You might have to give up Zubac.
No,
But they want to keep Zubac.
I think Zubac's too valuable. He's a big part of that team. I just don't. Luke Kennard's a possibility.
I don't think he matches up though to Eric Bledsoe. They have to give away. Yeah. Lou would probably have to be in that deal.
Yeah,
in that deal.
Probably Lou.
I'm thinking Bradley Beal. That's who I'm thinking is going to get traded because the Wizards suck, dude.
This is my favorite
so
part.
Bad.
If there's a team that's gonna trade for Bradley Beal, it's gonna be the Heat.
I think the Knicks. There's rumors that the Knicks were looking at Victor Oladipo and Bradley Beal.
I mean, it's possible, but the thing is, one, the Heat need to make a trade. And I think two possibilities, and they could very well both happen. One is J.J. Redick. The other is Bradley Beal.
Why don't you just trade for Eric Bledsoe?
Eric Bledsoe doesn't fit what we need.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Bradley Beal, we've been going after for like a year and a half now. If we can finalize that deal and get him in Miami, that team's gonna be a good team. And JJ Redick, of course, he fits Duncan Robinson. You have two of those guys on one team. You're gonna have. I mean, you could spread the floor. You could play small. It would be a very dangerous team to play against.
What about the Celtics?
The Celtics are interesting.
There's some rumors that they're going to be trading. For Beal. No, not for those players, but there's been some interesting things happening in the locker room, and now the Celtics are like, okay, this team works, but it's not working as well as we think it can.
Watching the game yesterday, the Jazz versus Celtics, I don't think they need a center. Because I was watching Tristan Thompson fits very well with them.
And he still plays well.
And Tice.
Oh, yeah.
Tice can shoot the three.
He's pretty good.
He was like 5 for 6 yesterday. And I don't know. Before I was saying they need to fill in that spot, but I don't think they need to fill in that spot.
No, I knew Tristan Thompson would fill in there nicely. I can't believe they got him for what they did.
I mean, maybe they could do a trade surrounding Marcus Smart.
But I think
if you remember,
Marcus Smart.
If you remember, I just saw this. Kyle Lowry's a possibility. Another possibility I've heard is Victor Oladipo. But if you remember, they have that Gordon Hayward trade exception.
Yeah.
That's a good $25 million right there that they can throw into a trade and get a bigger guy, even if the contracts don't necessarily match up. So it could. They have a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, I could see them trading Kemba possibly.
I don't think Kemba's going to get traded.
But
it's possible.
He's just coming back from an injury, and they still have him on minute restrictions. I think Kemba will get back into it. It wasn't a huge injury.
See, the thing about trading guys who recently signed contracts, it doesn't look good on your team.
No.
And you've already had a situation where you traded Isaiah Thomas, and that didn't look good on your team. So thinking about Brad Stevens.
That's true. You just keep trading away the point guards. It's not.
Well, not even just the point guards, but the guys who sign with your team or give up a lot
who wanted
to be
come
there. And play with you.
Yeah.
And Kemba gave up a lot to go play with the Celtics. If you think
in terms
about
of money, he did.
Well, not even money. He gave up his home, not his hometown, but that was his team. The fans loved him. He could have kept that.
That was his franchise team.
That was his franchise. He was the franchise guy.
Well, but you have to remember the exit for Kemba. I wouldn't say it was forced, but they weren't going to offer him the Supermax. And for Kemba to stay on a losing team like that, you need to be offered at least the Supermax because, I mean, staying in Charlotte with the team he had, you're kind of just in limbo right there at the 10th to 13th seed, and you're not making any big draft progression, but you're also not winning. So I think he had to get out of there. The Celtics were the best team to go to. He thought he could win there, help the young guys develop. It's turning out, I think, it's not that bad. I just think the Celtics.
4th seed. So.
Well, the thing is, when you have as many assets as the Celtics have, you always have to be thinking about making a trade. And then when you're not fully confident in your team, you're just above 500, then you have to make. I do think you need to at least switch something up.
Well, there's always been talking about Jaylen Brown leaving, but I don't think the Celtics are willing.
No,
unless they
I
got
don't
something
think they're gonna.
really
They're
good
not
for
gonna trade Jaylen Brown. Honestly, my opinion, I don't think they need to make a trade at this point right now. If they maybe fall or it looks like they need to make a trade, they can. But right now, I don't think they need.
Well,
to.
Jason Tatum is still only 24 years old. Jaylen Brown's only 25. They're so young.
No, I think
so. You're probably right.
I think they do need to make a trade because the trade talks have been going on so long, it's been building up. You've been hearing talks since the off season about the Celtics making a trade. One time it was for Miles Turner with Gordon Hayward. But I think it's been brewing for so long that something has to happen.
Maybe.
And then you have that trade exception, and you got that trade exception for a reason. Mm-hmm. You got that extra $25 million to throw into a trade. You did that for a reason. So I just think the Celtics are going to make a trade, whether we like it or not. And,
well, we'll have to see for that. I just thought of an Ian segment we could go ahead and do. I'll call it Create Your Team. All right. I don't know if you guys have seen this TikTok trend, but basically, random NBA team generator, right? You pick a team comes up, you pick a player from that team and position you want them to go to, and you make that team.
Okay.
So I thought we could do that and see who makes the best team. All right, who wants to go first? You want to
make the best team?
All right, Hayden's going first.
Is it this one?
We might just have to.
I'll just click it. I'll click it.
One team.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
All of us.
All right, here we go. So,
the
first team Hayden gets is Pelicans. Choose someone.
So what are you gonna do with the Pelicans?
He picks one person and puts him out of position.
You gotta go Zion at power forward.
All right, you got Zion at power forward. Next one, Suns.
Devin Booker at shooting guard.
Devin Booker at shooting guard. Let's see, should we be writing this down, or can you remember?
I can write it down, and we can see.
See whose team's the best.
Yeah. You got a pen?
I don't have a pen. I'm looking.
All right, so next you got Thunder. Ooh.
My team is so young, but I gotta go Shea at point guard.
All right, so you got Shea,
Do you
Booker,
get bench players or no?
and Zion. Nope, only 5.
All right.
Only 5. All right. Hayden's got
Shoot,
Shea
dude,
at the point guard,
team
Shea at the point guard, Booker at the shooting guard,
And these,
we got some
and
scorers,
Zion
though.
at the power forward.
I'm saying, and
he's a defender,
these are almost, you can look at it as these are the basis of who we think is the best player on these teams.
Yeah.
All right, next. So you need a small forward and a center.
Dude.
You need a small forward and a center.
Dude, this
Pulls
is
the Nets.
obviously Kevin Durant. My respect for Kevin Durant's growing.
At the small forward.
Yeah, same.
All right, so now you need a center. So this next team better have a center. The Mavericks.
You could go
Porzingis?
You could go Porzingis at the center.
Porzingis at the center.
All right, that's a solid looking team. That's a young team right there.
No, but you got Kevin Durant in the middle.
You got
two good defenders.
I think I can make a better team though. You go next, Theo. You go next.
Let's go.
I'm
gonna forget
Let's
players
shuffle
on the
these up.
team.
Let's shuffle them up. Here we go. Getting that shuffle good. Woo! All right, here we go. First up, Knicks.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
He's going the Knicks first.
Oh, I gotta go Julius Randle. He's the best player on the Knicks.
Power forward or small forward?
Power forward.
All right.
He plays.
He's got to pull some big cards right here.
Dang it.
The Hornets.
No, what is this? Bro, LaMelo Ball. I'm going LaMelo Ball.
Interesting. I would have picked Hayward.
You better hope you get LeBron or Giannis.
All right, let's go. Next one.
No! Shoot. Well, do I go AD or do I go LeBron?
I go.
Oh, man.
Let's go. Wait, you already have a power forward.
I gotta go LeBron. I'm gonna go.
LeBron at the small forward?
Yeah, I gotta go LeBron.
All right. Next up.
Brooklyn Nets. I'm gonna go James Harden at shooting guard.
So what are you looking for?
I got one center. I'm looking for a center.
You already have a point guard?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
LaMelo Ball.
So he's looking at LaMelo, James Harden,
That's
LeBron,
not a bad team.
Julius, and he needs a center. His team.
From the Washington Wizards.
Thomas Bryant.
But he's injured. Does that count or?
Nah, we won't count injuries.
You can pay, Thomas Bryant. That's not that good though.
It's not that good.
That's not that
Yeah,
good.
but maybe
What if you switch?
Looking on the defensive end, you're not looking too hot.
How about you put Bradley at center?
No, you can't switch. Once you
can't
pick,
put-
you,
but
once
what
you
if you
pick,
put
you
him
can't
at center?
switch.
Rui. Can Rui play center?
Rui
Technically,
probably-
no, he's not. He's not out center.
I'd go with their center,
Thomas Bryant.
Thomas Bryant.
All right, Thomas Bryant.
So I'm not
you
gonna
go,
lie, your team is not looking good on the defensive end. You've got LeBron and James Harden who are
my team's not
the
looking
biggest
good at
team.
all.
All right, here we go.
Dude, he's got LaMelo. He's got them.
compared to
All right, so
Aiden's.
Hayden looks like he's gonna beat out Theo's team. All right,
Hey,
let's
we'll
get
let
it.
the fans
All right,
decide
all
this
right, we'll
one.
let the fans.
We'll let
All
the
right,
fans decide.
here we
this
go.
one.
First, I got the Rockets.
That's
Ooh.
pretty good.
That's
You
all
got John
right.
Wall,
It's not great.
Victor,
I'll go John Wall at the point guard.
not Christian Wood.
No, I'll go John.
Ooh,
I'll go.
Christian Wood would probably
I'll go
be
John
my
Wall at the
choice.
point guard. I think it's gonna work out better for me.
Okay.
Spurs. This is not looking that
DeMar
good.
DeRozan.
Yeah, DeMar's been
DeMar or
playing
LaMarcus
great this year.
LaMarcus
I'd
Aldridge.
pick
Nah, I'd
DeMar.
pick DeMar.
DeMar at the small at the
Power
ooh.
shooting guard.
Can I put him at the small forward? Does he
He
play
plays
small
small
forward?
forward.
I'll put him at the small forward.
DeMar.
I think whoever gets
DeMar,
Giannis,
I say it. The
Oh
less
my
I
gosh.
like. The Hawks,
is
the
not looking
Atlanta
that
Hawks.
good.
Trey Young. Oh,
Plenty.
you picked John Wall.
Oh, you should.
I'll go at the center.
Clint.
Clint Capella.
Great pick. Great pick.
All right, I need two superstars.
I'll
I need two superstars.
I'm lucky I got
Next,
that.
I got the Heat.
Ooh. So you have your shooting guard.
We'll go
position
Jimmy
open.
Butler at the
Or you
shooting
could go
guard.
Bam. Bam probably might have been.
No, I already picked my
I think
center.
Jimmy's better.
Well, Bam plays power forward too.
I think Jimmy's better.
So I'm looking at John Wall,
I think Bam's
Jimmy,
better actually.
DeMar. All right, I need a superstar right here
I think Bam's the best guy on
at
the
the
team.
power forward. The
Ooh.
Boston Celtics.
You go JJ.
Jason Tatum can play power forward.
We'll go Jason Tatum at the power forward. So let's look at it.
So Hayden's team.
I'm probably the worst because you got James Harden and LeBron.
Hayden's team is Shea, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Zion,
My team's
and
actually-
Porzingis.
My team's black.
On my team, I have
Got the
LaMelo Ball,
uniform.
James Harden, LeBron James, Julius Randle, Thomas Bryant, and then Ian has John Wall, Jimmy, DeMar, Jason Tatum, and Clint. I say me and Ian might be a little more even, though your team's a little bit
If I
better than
devote,
mine.
I think your team Theo is probably the best.
Oh, thanks, dog. I do have.
If
a
you're
lot.
looking at James Harden and LeBron James,
I thought that too. I thought best scorer in recent history plus LeBron.
Well, let us know down in the comments, and we're gonna.
But
and
I-
you can have
I
We're
LaMelo.
still
gonna do a
think my
poll
team,
on the
my team
Insta.
overall is better
Yeah.
because I can put Shea on. I can put Kevin Durant on LeBron, and I can put Shea on James Harden, and then I have your guys. I have defensive matchups for your guys that you
All right,
you don't
we'll
have
see.
defensive
We'll put a-
matchups.
we'll
for
put
me.
a poll on the Instagram.
We'll put a poll, and we'll
Put a
see.
poll on
We'll
the
see
Instagram.
who thinks who's has the.
All right,
better
that was
team.
fun. Maybe next week we can do all time.
Oh,
There we go.
oh,
All
okay.
time. That might be
That'd be
interesting.
cool.
All right.
Do my homework for that one.
I'm gonna go into a little question for you guys. All right, and then we'll go into the games for tomorrow.
Game predictions.
Who's got the best starting five in the league right now? No bench. No bench at all. Just starting five. Like if it was a 5-on-5
Nets.
league. Okay, can I restate that?
Yeah.
Who's got the best
The
starting
Nets
five?
easily.
Who's got the best starting five right now?
Oh,
Besides
the
the
Nets. I
No.
thought you said the Kings.
Wait, how does it?
No.
I thought you said the Kings. I was like,
Who's got the best starting five besides the Nets?
Besides the Nets,
I go.
Celtics.
Thought about that?
My pick is the Celtics. You've got Kemba, Tatum, Brown, Smart, and Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
I mean, before even Kemba was there, those three, the Tatum, Brown, and Smart, that was almost a big three. I'm not even gonna lie. And then you add Kemba. I think they got the best starting five if you have Kemba playing at his all-star self again.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not saying that's why I'm saying not the bench because their bench is not that good. But just starting five, I think they've probably got the best starting five.
I
Yeah.
gotta go with. These are probably gonna be two pretty basic answers. Ooh, three basic answers. I mean, you.
We're limiting you down to one,
I know.
and it's on you. So
Somebody
you gotta
else
make
go
your
first.
choice now.
All right.
That's true.
5 seconds.
I'm gonna go with probably the Clippers. I gotta go the Clippers. In
They
terms
got a
of
good
full potential,
They do.
Patrick Beverly, Lou Williams, if you start Lou Williams, Paul George, Kawhi, and Serge Ibaka. Or
Not even Zubac in there.
Or
Come
Zubac,
on, you know.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, why don't you just already play quiet point guard and then go Lou, shoot, and then
Yeah,
PG.
that's a solid.
Ibaka.
That is a
solid
solid team right there.
Other than that, I'd go with the Bucks.
Yeah, or the Lakers.
The Bucks do have a good starting team.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're gonna include the Nets in there, Nets have the best starting five.
Yeah.
So they have their big three. No other team has a big three with that much emphasis
Who
on
has
it.
the worst starting five? Let's go. I go Pistons.
Yeah, probably the Pistons.
Let's see. Who's on the West? Yeah, it's got to be the Pistons.
Yeah.
It's the Pistons. Not good.
All right. Well, I just want to see what you guys thought about that. Let's get into tomorrow's games. For Thursday, the 11th. Starting off, this could be a good game right here. The Rockets and the Heat.
The Heat are pushing back up. They're 10th in the standings right now. We're getting back into that playoff
They
push.
did almost lose to the Knicks, though, yesterday. So
Yeah, but, those games happen, especially with the Heat. You have close games when
Yeah.
you're like, why is that a close game?
there could be some good matchups there.
Yeah, so I'm going to go
think
with
it'd be
Miami.
good.
Definitely got to
I'll go Miami, but I think it could be a good game.
I'm gonna go Rockets.
All right.
I'm gonna go Rockets.
Ooh, here's another good one. Playoff matchup, maybe right here. Raptors Celtics.
Are the Raptors even close?
Yeah, they brought themselves back up. They're 8th seed right now.
Oh, shoot.
So they're on a roll. But I have to go Celtics.
Yeah, I'll go Celtics. They're gonna want a good comeback game.
Yeah, I go
versus the game they just
Celtics.
won on the Jazz.
Yeah.
Next we got Pacers Pistons.
Pacers. Too easy.
Easy Pacers.
Pacers.
Warriors Magic.
I go Warriors.
Yep.
I think it'll be a good game, but Warriors definitely take it.
Remind me, who's the Warriors center?
James Wiseman.
James Wiseman. I think he's hurt right now. So if he's hurt, that could be a mismatch for Vucevic.
Oh, true.
Also, I don't know if you guys have been watching Vucevic, but his 3-pointers have been sinking.
He's been shooting threes now.
It's insane. So I don't know. I think maybe that could be a good game. And then last game we got Trailblazers 76ers. That could be a good one right there.
Oh man, that's
Blazers.
hard.
I'll go 76ers. I don't think the Blazers are going to get an upset here. Especially, you got Joel. That could be a mismatch.
On Enes Kanter. Yeah, Enes
Yeah.
Kanter's not the best at defense.
I trust Dame more than I trust the
That's
76ers whole team.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. MVP for Dame. And fourth quarter points.
I
he
wouldn't
almost
say
leads the
MVP.
league.
If there was an award for most clutch player, MCP right there, I'd give that to him. But not
That's
MVP.
a pretty good little analysis right there. MCP.
MCP.
Yeah.
But that could be interesting. I'm going 76ers, though. Let us know what you guys think.
I gotta go Portland.
We'll see. I don't think so, though. Let us know what you guys think. It'll be some good games. Hope you guys enjoyed this pod, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
All right. See ya.
See ya. That was good. Short and sweet.